GamingBolt presents 15 totally optional bosses that were better than the compulsory ones. Every game has its share of memorable bosses, but for many of us, the best boss fight isn't always the one at the end. You may happen upon a particularly tough cookie who could make the final boss beg for mercy. Sometimes the mechanics are comparably good or better than the other encounters, providing some much needed difficulty for your experience. That is, if you go out of your way to look for them. Let's look at 15 optional bosses that are better than the compulsory ones. The Nameless King, Dark Souls 3. Soul of Cinder may have absorbed the souls of the past lords, but the Nameless King was just a better fight. Firstly, he rides in on a Storm Drake, which is awesome and deadly. Then you have to battle the Nameless King himself with his large health pool and powerful attacks. We've said it before and we'll say it again. It's a battle of attrition that's more memorable than the Cinder fight. DARKEATER MIDIR, Dark Souls 3, The Ringed City. We love Slave Knight Gale and witnessing the Dark Soul emerge in his form. However, DARKEATER MIDIR, descended from the Archdragons and sworn to battle darkness, definitely makes an argument for being better. After fighting him on the bridge, where he could potentially knock you off, MIDIR will wait down below. Along with lots of damaging attacks, MIDIR has a large health pool, and it also doesn't help that the camera is uncooperative throughout. REPTILE, Mortal Kombat. Shang Tsung may have been cool with his shape-shifting and taking other characters' movesets, but let's be real, he didn't possess the difficulty or the novelty that was Reptile. Finding Reptile meant achieving a double flawless victory in single player on the pit, while also ending the match with a fatality. From there, Reptile would appear and beat you down. SEPHIROTH, Kingdom Hearts 2. Compared to Reptile in Mortal Kombat, finding Sephiroth in Kingdom Hearts 2 wasn't difficult. Once you finish the Hollow Bastion mission, which sees all of the Final Fantasy characters helping out, return to the end where Sephiroth will be waiting. A word of warning, he makes Xemnas look like a kindergartner. One combo from Sephiroth is enough to kill. He has oodles of health, and fighting without Reflect is just asking for trouble. Oh, and good luck doing this without drives, summons, or other party members to help. AVALANCHE ABAASY, XENOBLADE Chronicles. What would XENOBLADE Chronicles be without dragons? AVALANCHE ABAASY is one of the 5 super bosses, and it's the highest level enemy at level 120. It possesses 805,300 HP with 2100 strength and omnidirectional defense. Yes, it can defend from all directions, so trying to surprise it is a foolish task. At the very least, it will provide the tools necessary for the replica Mondo 4, so it's worth taking on. CRAWMERAX, Borderlands: The Secret Armory of General KNOXX. Encountered in the Secret Armory of General KNOXX, CRAWMERAX is the first real raid boss of the series. Not only does it level scale with the host up to level 72, but it can devastate an entire team with one monstrous dive. It can also summon craw worms and craw maggots, along with shooting purple globs that very reliably target players. Couple that with strong defense and an immense health pool, and the destroyer looks like nothing compared to CRAWMERAX. Moon Presence, Bloodborne. Perhaps the only boss in history that's reachable upon eating pieces of umbilical cord, the Moon Presence is often considered the true boss of Bloodborne. Its attacks are somewhat completely predictable, but it moves with great swiftness and can massacre you quickly if you're not paying attention. Beating the Moon Presence does allow your character to be reborn as a young Great One, so that's nice, we suppose. CULEX, Super Mario RPG. Inspired by Final Fantasy IV with the same boss music and victory theme, CULEX is the boss to beat in Super Mario RPG. He has 4 crystals, each corresponding to an element. With a health pool of 4,096, 0 weakness, and the ability to take down any party member with one hit, CULEX is not to be trifled with. Even with Smithy's various forms, CULEX evoked a real sense of danger. KARSTAAG, The Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim, Dragonborn. Think your real hot stuff in Skyrim's Dragonborn DLC? Try summoning KARSTAAG and fighting him in Castle KARSTAAG Ruins. When summoned, KARSTAAG has 4,000 HP and 1,000 stamina. Health regen, summoning ice wraiths, constant shaking, and only a small resistance to fire are just some of the annoyances that KARSTAAG liberally uses. At level 90, only fight him when you're ready. Emerald Weapon, Final Fantasy VII. Ruby Weapon gets way too much credit. Emerald Weapon is where it's at. Thanks to Sephiroth summoning Meteor in Final Fantasy VII, Emerald Weapon awakens to defend the planet. It can be fought at the bottom of the sea and has 1 million HP. Perhaps the most dangerous ability that Emerald Weapon has is Airtam Storm, which deals damage based on materia equipped multiplied by 1111. It can also counterattack with this ability if Knights of the Round is summoned. Ruby Weapon may be tougher, but Emerald Weapon is no slouch, especially if you have to win in 20 minutes. Father Rodin, Bayonetta. To face Father Rodin, you need 10 million halos, a feat possible by completing the game multiple times. From there, you'll have to buy a platinum ticket, each costing 999,999 halos to face Rodin's true form. Rodin is no pushover thanks to his health. He also isn't affected by witch time and can knock off a big chunk of your HP with one combo. Then there's his ultimate attacks, which reduces Bayonetta's health to 1 if it connects. Good luck using healing items, especially since they're banned from this fight. The Reaper, Persona 5. Stick around the mementos for long enough after reaching the second block, and the Reaper will eventually appear. Though he has tons of defense and plenty of damage, the Reaper can actually be dealt with easily during flu season. This occurs in November and December and causes it to feel despair as a status effect before dying in 3 turns. Trainer Red, Pokemon Gold and Silver. Yes, this is the canon Red character that came from Pallet Town. He can be discovered on Mount Silver after beating the Elite Four and has 5 Generation 1 Pokemon at his command. Don't underestimate him though. All of these Pokemon are level 73 plus, with Pikachu at level 81. Red appears in other Pokemon titles as an opponent, namely Black and White and Sun and Moon. YAZMAT, Final Fantasy XII. It's pretty cool that you can fight a judge in the story of Final Fantasy XII, but you're not a true completionist until you fought YAZMAT. First off, 50 million HP. Are you still interested? If you're not within his reach, it is capable of destroying your party with instant death moves. Once his health pool drops below 50%, all of your attacks are capped at 6,999 damage. It will also begin buffing himself with Protect, Bravery, and Regen because why not? As far as challenges go, this is the real deal. Dullahan, Golden Sun, The Lost Age. Also known as the Headless Horseman, Dullahan is found in Animos Inner Sanctum in Golden Sun, The Lost Age. He's the toughest boss in the game with his 16,000 HP, 200 HP regen per round, and unlimited Psi energy points thanks to 100 PP regeneration each round. However, he's also the most interesting. His Jin Storm ability can put Jin on current party members into recovery mode, and he can also summon Sharon to inflict massive damage, making him the only enemy in the entire series till that point capable of player summon. Don't mess with Dullahan without knowing his attack pattern and being leveled up. And that'll be about it for this one. If you guys like what we're doing at GamingBolt, please consider subscribing to our channel, and I'll see you guys on the next video.